Good evening, welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with news in school sports. Approximately 1,000 students from the schools in District 2 participated in the 9th annual Fun Walk earlier today. The schools in this district include Cotton & Walcott Memorial Methodist, Camel Henry Memorial, Cameron Reddy Memorial, Mondador Government, Vidbutey Primary, Canon Lowry Anglican Primary, Castries Anglican Infant, St. Mary's College, Castries Comprehensive Secondary, Sir Ira Simmons Secondary, Vidbutey Secondary, and the SDA Academy. Students were accompanied by principals, teachers, parents, and health personnel. The activity commenced from 10 a.m. today. The very fun walk commenced at the Camel Henry Memorial School grounds, took a left turn onto Lance Road, right turn onto Desiree Avenue, left turn by Serenity Park, right turn up McFade Road, left onto Creek Road, left turn down Julian Charles Road, left turn onto McVade Road, left turn back onto Creek Road, left turn straight down to Julian Charles Road, right turn onto Daisy Avenue, left turn onto Morris Mason Avenue, right turn onto Carnation Drive, left turn onto Hibiscus Crescent, right turn onto Lance Road, ending at the Camel Henry Memorial School grounds. Well, the District 2 Sports Committee were the organizers of this annual event. Well, the knockout stage of the very exciting Veterans Football Tournament kicks off this weekend at the Larissos playing field. Can't wait. Let's take a look at the stats from this year's version of the tournament. A total of 96 goals were scored in the preliminary rounds. Alvin Malakan of Carricker Masters scored the fastest goal in the tournament, the second minute of play. Jerome Barboy Seville, no surprise there, from Soufrière. He leads the goal scorers with 5 goals. Roger Celestine from Grosjean Veterans has 4 goals. Mark Francis and Hendricks Collymore, All Blacks, that's in Dennery. They have 4 goals. Jonathan John Lancers and Titus Elver from Central Viewfort have scored 3 goals each. West Indies legend Curtly Ambrose is hopeful the team will be able to bounce back from a disastrous tour of New Zealand that saw them embarrassingly swept across all formats of the game. The original team proved to be very little competition for the Black Caps, losing 2 test matches, 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20s. The series ended on a particularly sour note when the Windies, the World T20 champions, were beaten by 119 runs. The fast bowling legend has admitted the matches were difficult to watch. I didn't watch much of it. It is too painful to watch, he said when asked about the West Indies' recent tour of New Zealand. It's been a disastrous tour and nothing really went well. I'm just hoping that the players and the coaching staff can go back to the drawing board, do some soul searching and figure out a way to start winning, he said. Well, Ambrose believes that a part of the reason for the team's struggles has been the poorly prepared pitches around the region. We need to get back to the days when we were the best team in the world, where we had good cricket pitches, where there is a little bit for the fast bowlers, a bit for the spinners, and if you're a good enough batsman, you can score runs. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, St. Lucia set to take on sub-regional teams in netball. Welcome back. Team St. Lucia left the island today, Thursday, 11 January, for Grenada, where they will participate in a tri-series involving a host country and St. Vincent and the Grenadines in netball. This tournament is being sanctioned by the International Netball Federation, who will be providing the officials. The tournament is being used to facilitate INF rankings for the participating teams, and more so for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who are currently one of the few Caribbean countries without a ranking. St. Lucia is currently ranked 18th, with Grenada 23rd. As a result, the double round robin fixtures has been formulated to facilitate the exercise, which is as follows. Now, on Friday, 12 January, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they take on St. Lucia at 6:30 a.m. On Saturday, 13 January, Grenada, they take on St. Lucia at 6:30 a.m. On Sunday, 14 January, Grenada takes on St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 6:30 p.m. Well, Windies T20 skipper Carlos Brathwaite is hoping to have a telling impact in a short time in this season's Australian Big Bash League, BBL, after recently being signed by the struggling Sydney Sixers. Perhaps struggling is an understatement for the team that has remained winless in its first 6 games and remains stranded at the bottom of the league table. A 29-year-old West Indian big hitter who played for the Sydney Thunder in last year's edition will be hoping to turn around the team's fortunes when he suits up for action on Friday. Coming into a team that is 0-6 is just as hard if the team was 6-0. And I was replacing a guy who had hit 550s. In an environment, you need to gel with players, find my role, and be able to execute when the team needs me, Prophet told the Daily Telegraph. Interestingly, Prophet's first game will come against his former team, the Thunder, as the team prepared to face off in the City Derby. Well, Arsenal and Chelsea played to a goalless draw yesterday in the Carabao Cup semi-final. And Chelsea manager Antonio Conte backed the video assistant referee, that's the VAR system, after his side's performance. Referee Martin Atkinson consulted the VAR on 2 Chelsea penalty claims when Victor Moses tangled with Ainsley Niles in the first half and for Danny Welbeck's last-minute challenge on Cesc Fabregas. But he was satisfied enough with the evidence relayed to him not to award a spot kick. I'm very positive about VAR because when there is a big doubt during the game, it is the right thing for both referees to watch the video to check and make the best decision, Conte said. I think everyone wants less mistakes during the game, and I think this could be a very positive one for sure. Well, the next leg of this semi-final will be played at the Emirates Stadium. I wonder who will win. Meanwhile, Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger says his decision to name Alexis Sanchez on the bench against Chelsea on Wednesday had nothing to do with the transfer speculations and reiterated his desire for the forward to stay at the club. The Chilean, out on contract in June, came on in the second half of the 0-0 Carabao Cup semi-final first leg draw. Sanchez has been linked with a January move to Manchester City. I want him to stay longer, said Wenger. I have no problem if he signs with us now or in June. You have to accept as well when you play so many games, and Sanchez plays every game, that sometimes a breather in the middle of the season helps a little bit. Finally, Golden State Warrior forward Kevin Durant scored his 20,000th career point with 1 minute 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter of Wednesday's 125-106 loss to the LA Clippers, becoming the second youngest player in NBA history behind LeBron James to reach that milestone. Durant made his return to action after sitting out the past 3 games with a right calf strain. It took the All-Star forward 16 minutes to score the 25 points needed to achieve the feat. Durant showed very little emotion, but did wave at the crowd as he finished this game with 40 points. Wow. Well, that's sports. The DBS News continues after the break.